is you'll be multiplying two functions, f and g. And if you want to take the derivative, again, both of them have to be differentiable. So the notation, if you have your polynomial function p prime, what you have to do is you take the derivative of your first function and you multiply it by the second one, exactly as is. Then you add it to the first function times the derivative of the second function. It's always the two things being multiplied. So if we look at this, there's one thing and another one of two functions being multiplied. So just write it exactly before. We'll say this is f of x, and we'll say this is g of x. I need to make that bracket there. The order that you say is f of x and g of x does not matter. So then I like to see, okay, what's my f prime and what's my g prime? Because our formula is our polynomial prime will be f prime times g plus g prime times f. Well, we have g and we have f. We just need the primes of them. So what would f prime be? So it will be 4. What about g prime? 2x. Good. Questions about those? So now, let's just substitute into our p prime. So we get our f prime, which is right here, 4, times g, which is x squared minus 2, plus, what's our g prime? It's 2x, good, times our f, which is 4x plus 1. And that would be your derivative. So if we sub in, we now know that x is 2, so we have p prime of 2 is 12 times 2 squared plus 2 times 2 minus 8. So our p prime of 2, 48 plus 4 minus 8 is 44. All right, so here's our example number 2. Our equation will always be for revenue, the price times the number of, in this case, students. So the second bracket will change. It could be the number of items, it could be the number of customers, but for us, we're looking at the number of students that are going. So now that we have that, we can take our pieces of information and we can sub it into the part of the function that we know. So for example, the price. What do we know about the price? Okay, we know it's 120. And then we know that it's going to go up to $10 depending on how many people come. What about the number of students? Yeah, we know 160 are intended to come, but right, we might possibly lose. Now we have to figure out the rate of change equation for the revenue. What does that mean? If you're looking for the rate of change equation, the derivative, right? That's just saying the slope. So r prime, let's use the product rule. So that should be your revenue, the derivative of your revenue function that you should have gotten using the product rule. When we look at B, we have to figure out what the average rate of change is when the price is 200. We know something about the price though, right? What does the price equal? Just the price. Yeah, 120 plus 10x. Because we were given that price. So now they're set equal, you solve for the x. So we have 10x equals 200 minus 120. And you should get x being 8. And this is just using the given information right now. That's right. So because we know what this is, let's go over. We know that our r prime, 8 has to go in it. In order to get that rate. Okay, so that was only the first part. Now we need to know for how many students that applied to. What do we do? That's right. Plug the 8 into the second part of the equation. So we then have 160 minus 5 times 8. 160 minus 40 For price of 200, that would mean that 100